All right. Well, thank you so much, Mary. And let me tell you, there's one problem about speaking at Weekend in Boca now, and that is that I have to follow up so many fantastic speakers that have already spoken this morning. So, I learned a long time ago, if you can't be great, be short. So that's what I plan on doing here. We're honored to sponsor the lunch today. I know that I certainly enjoyed it, and I hope that everyone has a slice of the pecan pie that we have here. But just looking around the room today, it's pretty. There's got to be 500 people here, more. I was at the first Weekend in Boca in 2007, and just the amazing growth of this event and the speakers and the content that's provided here is incredible. And obviously we have Mary Wong to thank for that. And I live in a world, and many of these lessons are being taught today, where it's all about key performance indicators. It's all about measuring impact, and those things are crucial to success. But there's also, and the previous speaker spoke about this a little bit with the sort of the generative, but there's something that Mary embodies. She has all those things, the KPIs and all that, but she really embodies sort of heart, and she brings that heart to her work at the Office Depot Foundation. And I think that's why there's so many people here today. That sort of heart rubs off on people. People can sort of pick that up. So Mary, thank you. So, I think that sort of that magic mixture between the left and right brain, is very important. Like I said, Mary embodies that. The award recipients today, I think, also embody that. Sort of the old saying of it takes one to know one, I think really applies here. And so I encourage you, if you haven't read a little bit about the award recipients, they're in your handout. I encourage you to, because they really are some inspiring stories and some great work. And that's what this lunch is all about today. So please read those excerpts in your little folder there. And so congratulations to all of the award winners. And again, it's our pleasure to sponsor the lunch again today and sponsor Weekend in Boca. So thank you, Mary.
So you have an event coming up, don't you, Gerald? Do you want to hold on a second?
Yeah, if I could make a plug, we do have an event coming up October 5th through 7th. It's in D.C. I don't know if anyone is there, but it's, we so I didn't even say who we are really, and we are the U.S. Chamber of Commerce Foundation. We are the 501c3 nonprofit arm of the U.S. Chamber of Commerce, and we work with some fantastic companies, corporate foundations like the Office Depot Foundation and others, and we talk about how companies are doing great work in the world and in society. And so that's what our conference is all about, October 5th through 7th. So if you're interested, let me know.
And what's the name of it, please?
I'll tell you, Mary, it's called Connect the Dots.
Yeah, gee.
Which, I think it sort of was like a latent memory, and because it was only recently brought to my attention that was also the name of, was it last year's?
Yes.
Last year's Weekend in Boca. So, look, if you can't beat them, join them.
Yeah. But like I said, the Chamber of Commerce, the U.S. Chamber of Commerce, has been a huge partner of ours. For those of you that don't know, we have been partners on a disaster program called My Biz Help. And it's for, quite frankly, like I told you, when a disaster happens, they just need help. And so we came up with a hotline for long-term, short-term and long-term recovery, and it's 188-MY-BIZ-HELP. And I thank you. Again, it's an innovative way to help, and the U.S. Chamber of Commerce helps. Last year, phone calls was over 70,000 phone calls they answered. One person answers the calls. They help them to be able to tell them if they get funding, what they have to do for processing, and then the chamber backs them up with help and support. And we're very, very proud to be the sponsor of that program. Gerald, on behalf of the Office Depot Foundation and Office Depot, we want to thank you very much for being the sponsor today. Thank you. Thanks. Okay. So I also would be amiss here. You know, I appreciate all the accolades. I appreciate the thank yous from me. We could not do this program. The first 2 words out of my mouth is Office Depot. And I and the foundation and everything that we do would not be here if it was not for Office Depot. And I am very, very proud to say that the success, there are not many companies, and I have said this many, many times, that make it a part of their value structure to give back. When the economy got tough and everything happened, it was low-hanging fruit and it went away. This has not gone away. And I am very proud to tell you, and I'd like to say, I know he'll kill me, but I'd like to say thank you to Roland Smith, our CEO. He's here for the luncheon today, and so thank you for coming. I appreciate it. Okay, so we are going to start our award presentation for the Listen, Learn, and Care Awards. So I am very, very proud to be able to bring up some of our colleagues to make those presentations today. And at this point in time, I'd like to bring up Mindy Kramer, the Vice President for Public Relations for Comcast.
Good afternoon, everyone. So thank you, Mary. And our first Listen, Learn, and Care Award recipient today can truly be described as an icon in the world of philanthropy. The Chronicle of Philanthropy is the single most authoritative source for news and information about the nonprofit sector. Within the pages of the Chronicle and on its website, which you don't have to spell out the chronicleoffphilanthropy.com, it's just philanthropy.com. You will find everything that you need to know about trends, innovations, best practices, cold hard facts, everything that goes right, and sometimes things that go wrong in the world of the nonprofit community, which I'm sure you all know and love. If you go check out their site, there's some very interesting articles about how nonprofits are leveraging the Pope's visit to gain awareness for their mission, their initiatives, and also to raise some money. So the Chronicle is on the cutting edge of philanthropy and has been for more than a quarter of a century. We are very, very pleased to honor the Chronicle of Philanthropy with a 2015 Listen, Learn, and Care Award, and delighted that Stacy Palmer, editor of the Chronicle, is here to accept the award. The inscription on the Chronicle's award reads, "Your consistent leadership in the realm of philanthropy journalism is without compare. Please join me in honoring the Chronicle of Philanthropy and its editor, Stacy Palmer."
Thank you so much for those kind words. It is one of the joys of my life to be able to write about the nonprofit world because there are so many terrific people like all of you powering the organizations that serve society. It's vital that you have the tools you need, and that's why you're here today. One of the reasons we have revamped our site to provide thousands and thousands of pieces of information is so that you can spend your time on your mission rather than worrying so much about how to do a gift agreement, how to run a special event, and do all of those things. So we will get better the more you help us. We have a special section on our site where we say, please tell us what you need. And I mean that. Please tell us what you need. We can only do our jobs well if you help us. So please turn to us when you can and know that we are rooting for you and so enthralled by all the great work that you all do. Thanks so much.
So I would like to invite a very dear friend of ours. He's come to almost every one of the Weekend in Boca events. Patrick Franklin from the Vice President of the Urban League, or I'm sorry, forgive me, President and CEO, I demoted you. President and CEO of the Palm Beach Urban League is here today to give the next award. So thank you.
Thank you, Mary. Mary, it's always an honor to be here, and I did make, this is my 7th, so 7 out of 8.
I know.
And Mary and Office Depot has done so much for many of the nonprofits throughout Palm Beach County. We want to thank you for what you've done continuously. Today we're going to talk about a very special group, and most of us recognize that time and time again, the whole is greater than the sum of the parts. The adage can certainly be applied to our next honoree, Impact 100 of Palm Beach County. Founded and led by a group of dynamic women, Tandy Robinson, Lisa Mulhall, and Cynthia Kreisbeck, this organization has grown rapidly to become a force for good in Palm Beach County. By engaging several hundred women in donating $1,000 each year to a pooled fund, the organization has been able to make a number of truly significant grants to a variety of outstanding institutions that serve our community in exceptional ways throughout each year. And I just want to say, from the Urban League perspective, we were one of the first recipients in their first year. The Office Depot Foundation is pleased to recognize Impact 100 of Palm Beach County with the 2015 Listen Care Award. The inscription on Impact 100's award reads, "Your innovative grant-making efforts make a difference to numerous individuals and organizations." Here to accept the award on behalf of the organization are 2 of its founders and co-presidents, Tandy Robinson and Lindy Mulhall.
Thank you very much. We are so honored, and we have just completed our 4th year with Impact 100, where we had 436 members. And yes, you can do the math. That means we gave out 4 grants of $100,000 each in our local community. All because of you. Thank you so much. And we are now entering our 5th year, and this is where we would love your help. It is our goal to get to at least 500 members and give away 5 grants of $100,000 in our one annual meeting. So in one 2-hour meeting, you come, you listen to our nonprofit finalists, find out how they would spend the $100,000 to make this a better place, and you vote, and right then and there, we award the grants. So please come join us. Thank you so much.
And thank you so much to Office Depot Foundation and to Office Depot for recognizing this. If you don't live in South Florida, we hope that you go back to your communities and open an Impact 100 wherever you live. Thank you.
Okay, I'm very pleased to bring up a very dear friend and also a big friend of the Office Depot Foundation. She helps us on a daily basis. Ann Zuckerman, a business attorney at law. Thank you.
Thank you, Mary. If anyone ever wonders whether one person can make a difference besides Mary, it's not necessary to look any further than our next honoree. Estella Pyfrom could have decided to take up a life of rest and relaxation following her many years of teaching and counseling in our local schools. But that is not her style. No, Estella had a vision that she could take an ordinary bus and reimagine it as a high-tech learning environment for children and adults. As a result of her determination, Estella's brilliant bus now travels the highways of Palm Beach County and South Florida, bringing outstanding learning opportunities to children that they would not have otherwise had. The Office Depot Foundation is proud to recognize Estella Pyfrom with the 2015 Listen, Learn, and Care Award. The inscription on her award reads, "By inspiring and educating children in our community through technology, you bring them hope for the future." Please join me in honoring Estella Pyfrom, the creator of Estella's Brilliant Bus.
Yeah. You've done this a couple times?
I'd like to thank Mary and her committee, the Nonprofit Foundation, for having me here. We always walk away with a lot of information that we could use. I like to say that when you give the world the best that you have and all that you can do, the best will come back to you. Thank you.
Yes, Stella. No, I'll take it down. I'll take it down there for you. I'll put it down. Okay. Okay. Got it? Yes, thank you. Okay. I would also, for our next award winner, I'd like to bring up our presenter, Andrew Perry. He's the Vice President at Office Depot of IT, but he's also one of our board members. And Andy's going to make the next presentation.
Thank you, Mary. And while this is my very first weekend in Boca, I think we can truly say that it's been a very inspirational morning, yeah? Absolutely fantastic. Anyway, since the very beginning, the Office Depot Foundation has been involved with disaster relief, recovery, and rebuilding. In fact, the foundation originated following the devastation of Hurricane Andrew nearly 20 years ago. Since that time, the foundation has come to be acknowledged as a leader in the disaster space through its immediate relief efforts, as well as its long-term sponsorship of the U.S. Chamber of Commerce Foundation, National Disaster Help Desk for Business, among other initiatives. It's for these reasons that the foundation has chosen to recognize the work of ShelterBox USA with one of its 2015 Listen, Learn, Care Awards. ShelterBox understands disaster relief and understands and adds an innovative twist by including, as its name implies, an actual shelter for disaster victims in the relief supplies. It's highly creative and an unusual approach that complements the outstanding work that so many other non-profit organizations carry out when disaster strikes. The Office Depot Foundation is pleased to recognize ShelterBox with a 2015 Listen, Learn, Care Award. The inscription on its award reads, "Your exceptional work in sheltering victims of natural disasters worldwide truly saves and rebuilds lives." Here to accept the award for ShelterBox is Amy Farrington, the Director of Administration and Donor Relations for the organization. Please welcome Amy.
So this is quite the unique opportunity for me personally. I started my career working at Office Depot in Gainesville when I attended the University of Florida. Go Gators. Anyways, on behalf of ShelterBox, we are really honored to receive this award. We enjoy and are so appreciative of our ongoing partnership with Office Depot Foundation and Office Depot. unfortunately, we're one of those nonprofits that no matter how hard we work, no matter how awesome we are, we will always have a job to do. So we'll need these kinds of partnerships to continue. And it's just so wonderful to be recognized for all the work that we do. Thank you.
We're going to make a special presentation for our last awardee, and I'd like to ask Tim Ray to please come up and help me. Tim is a very special person. Tim is the executive, well, what are you?
What am I?
What are you?
What am I?
Because I see you in two different hats here. So, Tim is very special to me. Tim helps me on many levels. He is the chair of the Office Depot Foundation Board for us. So what you see out here has been helpful in guiding us and directing us with this. So please, round of applause for this. Thank you. Thank you. And he also is an executive for the marketing department for Office Depot, and he does all the marketing for Office Depot. So, but today what we're going to be doing is giving out our award. And when the time came when we decided to do and take on bullying, which is a excellent, horrible area to talk about, to discuss, and to try to make an impact on, Tim in the marketing department said, we're going to try to make a difference in this area. And Office Depot Corporation wants to step up and help. And that's exactly what they did. The first year, Office Depot gave over $1 million to bullying in that program. I think that deserves a big round of applause. So, as time went on and we started to look at it, we went out and we went to schools, we did presentations, and that was great. But the silent part was the cyberbullying. The silent part was the part where kids were texting, and I think you heard from our presentations before that our younger generation is social. And unfortunately, part of that social is not always the nice part. And I am here to tell you about a special young lady. Our final Listen, Learn, and Care Award presentation for 2015 is a youth award. And every year we decided to take that on. It was something that our board wanted to do. And I think you'll agree with us that our recipients are remarkable and they're all well qualified. And we learned about Roisin Mullen a few months ago when we were researching new opportunities and how did we go out and make a difference with cyberbullying. She lives on Prince Edward Island in Canada. And although she's too young to have a Facebook account and be subject to offensive text messages, she came up with a brilliant idea about how can kids that don't do text, are not on Facebook or any of the social parts, make a difference in that area. And she came up with this idea of Post It Positive. And why not put and post out positive notes? And we are so very pleased that we were able to sponsor Roisin in her efforts through Perry Aftab, who's here today. She took the red eye in from Canada and through her website, Wired Safety. I am so very pleased to tell you, so I would have Roisin come up, and her mother's here too, Heather. Can you say hi to everybody?
Hello?
Yeah. So can you tell them how old you were when you started?
I was 7 years old when I started Post It Positive. Post It Positive is something for younger kids that are not old enough to go on Facebook or Twitter, not to cyberbully, and what to do when they get cyberbullied.
Very good. Thank you. And so that's why we'd asked you all to fill out the Post It Positive notes here with 3M. Our great vendor of Office Depot was kind enough to donate Post-it notes, and our Sharpie vendor, thank you very much, has donated Sharpies, and they're working with us. She has some great vendors also, Facebook, and some other ones that are very, very much taking alert to this. But I think more importantly, this is a young child that has tried to make a difference in a very, very dark area. And my hat's off to you for what you've done. And I want to thank JKG and Bob Getlin. They are giving you a $1,000 donation for your work and what you do. And they want to put that towards that for you. And we would like to give you an award today for Listen, Learn, and Care. It says your extraordinary inspiration of the Post-it Positive Can Move movement will impact countless young people. And we hope that you continue to do and make a difference. You are a difference maker. Thank you. Okay. All right. Roisin? Oh, did you have?
I'll hold it. You can walk by the mic.
Oh, yeah. Oh. What are we doing? Go ahead. Oh, Lord.
Okay, so explain what this is, Roisin.
Go ahead.
Go ahead. This is, we're doing something special for Mary, aren't we? Why?
Because giving me the award will let everyone know not to bully.
And she's changing everybody's lives, isn't she?
Yeah.
Thank you.
So we're going to leave this up front. And all of the pieces came from Office Depot, as you can see. And we're going to leave this up front. And if you can sign your names or put a little thing in very little letters, we'll have this framed for her.
Thank you.
And I flew in from the Facebook board meeting to be here, so I stood up Facebook for Roisin. So.
Cool. Love you. Thank you, Roisin.
Roisin, you want to come this way?
Wow.
Great.
You know, small acts of kindness, people. Doesn't take much. So these are our five. This is our 2015 Listen, Learn, and Care Award winners this year. Could we please give them a big round of applause? Thank you so very much for the difference that you make and the difference in the impact that you make upon the world. And later on, Stacy Palmer is going to be hosting a session with them to talk to them personally so that you can just hear a little bit more insight on the work that they do. And I'd also have another little bit of award that we want to give a perfect attendance award. We would like to honor Beth Johnston. Beth is at FAU now, but Beth has been at all 8 of our Weekend in Boca events. And I think that says something about the impact and everything that she's done. And Beth, we'd like to honor you with a perfect attendance award for coming to every one of these. Thank you. Besides being just a great friend. Thank you. You bet.